What's up, everybody? I'm Scott,
Jason.
and you are listening to a brand new Liquid Carnage. What's up, dude?
Scott, it's going well. It seems like it's been forever. I'm hoping though that if you don't mind today, obviously you've had a big thing occur in your life, and I think in honor of that moment, I think it's only appropriate that we do have a brief moment of silence to acknowledge your grandfather, who unfortunately passed away last week. And so I hope that if you don't mind, we could just take a personal moment just to honor him with a brief moment of silence.
Absolutely. I'd appreciate that.
I appreciate the listeners letting us do that. I was hoping that maybe we could get a little bit personal and talk a little bit about what happened for you and your family. And, we've been having so many problems with the audio difficulties that I'm not sure if this is going to come through or not. So hopefully...
Our executive producer, Tom, and I have been working on this diligently since we've had a lot of FaceTime over the last couple of days. We've had a chance to spend a lot of time in the rooms together. And he was supposed to join us today, but he wanted to... I don't know. He was messing with something.
Okay, well,
he might be on later on. I don't know. But we do have a guest today. Before we get into my grandpa, we do, because I want Matt to be a part of this conversation too. We did interview Matt originally 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, I was in charge of the episode that week, and I lost it. So, Matt, I apologize for making you do this interview twice.
No worries, guys. No worries. It's a pleasure to be a part of this with you guys, and same with Jason. Condolences to you and your family, Scott.
I appreciate
about your grandfather.
I appreciate that.
And let's have a good time in his name for this one.
I think he'd like that. So, Jason, what did you want to know about my grandpa?
Well, I think that for the listeners who were not familiar, just maybe tell them a little bit about how long he lived and what kind of man he was and how he may have had an impact for you and your family.
Oh, man, he was the coolest. He lived to be 95, actually, and it was... when you get to be 95 years old, you can prepare yourself for passing on, or the family can, but it never makes it easier when it actually does happen. And unfortunately, with some complications with his intestines, and he just had some issues when he passed. And we're very thankful to have our family here to celebrate his life this week. And he's a former POW from World War II. He worked for the post office for many years. He did so many things around the community. It was just really cool. And he spent his last couple of years living at White local senior living facility here in Kingman. And one of the coolest things I'll ever remember about him, and always tell this story, is about 2 years ago. Oh, I should preface this with my grandma passed away about 6 years ago, so he's been a bachelor for the past 6 years. About 2 years ago, I was picking him up to go do some errands, and I noticed in his walker he had a bottle of chocolate sauce. And I asked him, chocolate sauce. I asked, hey, man, what's with the chocolate sauce? And he looked at me, and he said, well, we have ice cream every day here at White Cliffs, and some days those ladies want an ice cream sundae, and when they do, they know to come find me. And some days they just want chocolate sauce. And when they want chocolate sauce, they know to just come find me. And I had to respect the game. He was married for 60 plus years, and I don't think he ever dated after Grandma. I don't want to know, but the man came with his A game to White Cliffs, and it was pretty funny.
Well, I just, with Father's Day this last weekend, I just wanted to make sure that we took a moment. I want to thank our listeners for giving us that opportunity to kind of celebrate the life in a small Liquid Carnage sort of way, of a man who I know you and your brother had a great deal of respect for. And,
absolutely.
And so thanks for giving us that moment of your personal life on Liquid Carnage.
Thank you for letting me share that moment on Liquid Carnage. It's been nice to reminisce about some of those times.
Now, is it me or does it sound better? Now, I'm going to get off topic a little bit because the sound is sounding better. Did your brother have something to do with it?
I think he did. I don't ever want to admit it to his face, but he might have actually had a good idea for once. I mean,
he does have every once in a while, if you go to @liquid_EP, you can read up on the work notes of our podcast. You can look up some of the gifts that he gives on a weekly basis. But he's been hounding us for months now about getting better audio. So I'm hoping this is going to be better because we have a very special guest.
Yes. Our guest today, I have known Matt for a few years now, and this this man we were talking to embodies the entrepreneurial spirit of America, if you will. He is 22 years old. Matt, you're 22, right?
I am, yes.
He is 22 years old. He has started his own company. And I have never met someone with so much drive and focus as Matt. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Matt, thank you for being on the show today. Why don't you tell us what it is you do?
So focusing on the Crespos, aside from working 2 jobs and going to school and doing all the, the young kids stuff, and just making it work. So Crespos is, it's a brand that I see growing and being a big thing in the way that it came about, Scott. And
what are Crespos?
So that's a great question. Crespos is a floating eyewear retainer. Simply put, it attaches to your glasses. You're at the lake, you're at the pool, you're cliff jumping, you're wakeboarding, you're jet skiing, you're scuba diving, sailing, whatever. And your $200 pair of Oakleys or, Ray-Bans fall in the water. Or your prescription glasses, and that just takes a 3-day kayak trip. For example, I had a 3-day kayak trip. Day 1, my prescription transition lenses fell into the river.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Luckily,
gosh.
we were able to find them, but if I would have had the Crespos, that wouldn't be an issue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can tell you, I went to the lake, and I told you this story the first time, but I went to the lake with our gym right before we recorded the first episode, and I lost my water. And your Crespos would have come in tremendously handy because they would have floated at that point. Thank God I found them. But
Yeah, didn't you have to recruit some child labor for that or something?
we did, man. I owe Minuet Schreiber ice cream for finding my Oakley, so I want to thank her for that.
How much water did she swallow in order to get your glasses? Oh, man.
Man, she's 7 years old. She didn't care. She's 8 years old. She didn't care. She just got to dive in the lake and have a good time with it. So it was good for her.
So Matt, then kind of give us kind of what was the flash of genius? What was it that kind of created this opportunity for you to get this business started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I moved down to Phoenix, down to the Valley about a year ago. And since I was 12, just kind of found a local dive shop, started getting involved, met this guy. His name's Jamie. And I'll reveal his last name shortly. But Jamie and I started hanging out, and he built his own sunglasses straps that floated. I was like, dude, those are sweet. And so I asked him, because I've bought a couple pair of floating glasses straps, just going to camp and doing all the things that I do around water. And he repeated exactly what I've thought over the years. He's like, dude, I've bought 7 pairs of floating glasses straps over the last 2 weeks. And I like certain things about them. Jamie's a super optimistic guy, so he won't tell you something that he doesn't like. So he's like, I like certain things about them, so I just took all the good things and made my own. And I was like, well, we can't be the only 2 people having this problem with our glasses and, them floating.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to move forward. His last name is Crespo. So that's where I got the name
Okay.
Crespo.
Okay.
So Jamie Crespo. So I named him after him.
Quick shout out. What is Jamie's dive shop name?
So the dive shop is Elmar Diving Center.
Elmar Diving Center down in the Valley.
Down in the Valley. Longest lasting dive shop in the Valley.
And what
ever.
What are the crossroads?
It would be Broadway and the 101, basically.
Broadway and the 101. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know right where that's at. That's right down the street from our executive producer, Tom. That's kind of cool.
There you go, Tom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So, on the story.
So when you started this, you were talking with him. He came up with this design. What was it about the design that you looked at that you said, wow, I could turn this into something more than just kind of rigging together multiple pieces into one component?
So something that was, genuinely, in my eyes, a beautiful thing about them is they were simple. They weren't complex. Mm-hmm. They weren't bulky. They weren't huge. And it just it was one of those things that you looked at. And like when I started wearing them around, my friends would tell other people, like, yeah, he made those. And they'd be like, what, you made those? Those look so good. I thought you bought them like at a store. And it's like, to me, that's kind of a confirmation. Like,
oh yeah, you did a nice job on the design at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was, it was a little ego boost and confidence and whatever else. But it makes me feel like I have an obligation to get this out to a bunch of other people, because for $10, you're going to save your $350 glasses, if they're prescription.
Absolutely. And you sent us a couple pair of Crespos to try out before this episode.
I did. Give me your feedback real quick. Let's hear it.
I have to admit, man, because I just bought a brand new pair of Ray-Bans, and I love having them on there. It's convenient. It's nice. I haven't been around the water yet, so I don't know if they're going to float, but, it's not – it's nice having them around my neck instead of having them in my head. But it's super comfortable. I don't feel them. So
I don't feel them. That's huge.
That was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing that I noticed is I'm kind of new to glasses. I've only started wearing glasses maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I just wear regular glasses. But when I put it on, when I put the Crespos on and started wearing them just around the house, I'd forgotten that they were on.
And then you go to take your glasses off and they hit the back of your neck. You're like, oh, I have these on.
Now the one thing is I do admit I tested it, but I wasn't around a big body of water. So I tested it, just filled my sink of water and dropped them in there. But I did enough water so I knew that the glasses would not just, be too shallow.
I am glad you used your sink and you didn't use one of your bath bomb you have and just throw it in.
But they did float. I mean, they stuck the logo actually, or the logo that you have on there. It was right there, and I mean, anyone who saw that floating in the water would be able to grab it and get their glasses so easily. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that 1, you don't feel them. 2, they work as advertised, which obviously is a very good component of it. And I think 3, they just seem like they're really something you just put in your pocket if you're not going to wear them. Like if you don't wear them while you're normally out, you just put it right in your pocket, and it's so easy.
They don't take up a lot of space.
No,
that's a nice thing.
Not. And so, I'm glad you brought that up because, being the owner and founder, whatever, I wear them every day. But every now and then I'll jump on my motorcycle. And it's like I got to wear my helmet, so I'll just take them off, put them in my pocket. And I will be going all day long and forget, 1, that I don't have them on, and 2, that they're in my pocket.
So you mentioned that you wear your own product. You use your own product.
Every day.
Have you come out with the Crespos T-shirt line yet? Because you have a lot of people that would probably be a walking billboard for you.
Absolutely.
Baby steps, baby. Baby steps.
You and I have talked about advertising and some of the things you should be doing, and that is a cheap billboard, my friend.
Is T-shirts.
Absolutely.
So Scott, let me ask you this. So I've been looking into T-shirts and other apparel, and where, from a marketing perspective, you go with a better quality T-shirt, or do you go with something inexpensive and, and quote unquote cheap that has your logo on it? Because in my mind, I want to be the premier brand, so it's going to have the premier products.
I agree with you on that. It's all based on what the owner, in this case you, wants to spend on something like that. I think if you go with a little bit higher end shirt, because I'm very particular about the weight of the cotton of the shirt.
Yes.
If it's too heavy of a cotton, I don't like wearing because it feels stiff.
Okay.
But if you use, we'll just say like a concert T-shirt style, where it's like a soft cotton, like a distressed type style cotton.
Right.
I mean, it's soft, it's lighter. I wear those all the time if I can. So if you spend a little bit extra and get the quality, people will wear it more than just once. It turns into their gym shirts. They're going to the lake shirts. Things like that.
Yeah, they'll actually use it, and that's what we want. Sounds like we're making product number 2.
Exactly. There you go.
Well, and I think, Matt, this is the part that struck me about your story and what you're doing is you're 22 years old. Obviously, you're a driven person because you are seeing that I want to go to school. I want to work. I need to support myself. So I'm working 2 jobs. I'm trying to promote this business. What would you say is the quality that's inside you that may not be inside other people? So of how you're doing this, because I'm sure people come up with good ideas all the time and never take it to the next step to say, let's turn it into an idea. What is the one quality that you think you needed that other people that are listening today would say, yeah, that's a quality I need to have in order to start my own idea and turn it into a business?
Jason has such great questions.
Dude, I was just going to say, that's probably one of the greatest questions, because I can't tell you how many times my brother or a friend will call me and be like, dude, I have this great business idea. We're going to make millions. And it really genuinely is a great idea. It really is. But my first question is like, okay, when are you going to start it?
Yeah.
And that's the difference is, taking an idea and that thing that you're talking about, the thing that, oh, what's the secret? What's this? It's commitment. Because the Crespos, coincidentally enough, it came about because I asked myself a question. What would you do if you had $100 million? What would you do if you didn't have to worry about money ever again in your life? What would you want to do every single day? And it was be around water. And I've always wanted to be an optometrist. Well, when I committed, I didn't commit in the past because, oh, school's too long, Matt. You're not a good student. You get good grades, but you hate sitting in class. You're going to hate being in an office, whatever. So I let all these people fill my brain with this stuff, and they love me, and they had their best intentions, but only I know what's best for me. So when I committed, I'm going to be an optometrist, and I'm going to commit to putting glasses on over 1 million people free of charge.
That is amazing.
So then, believing in God, I believe that when you commit to things like that and you have that faith and you put money and you put time and you put sleepless nights into things, that, superficial things happen. And within a week, this idea came up, the products came up, I found a manufacturer, I found somebody to print logos, and it all came together. And it wasn't easy. By any means was it, 4 hours of sleep a night. Like I said, working weekend jobs, working nights, working a day job, and then building this little seed and growing it is not for the faint of heart. Absolutely.
No, it's not. So you said, you started this company that's based around Iowa. You're going to optometry school. You're working to go to optometry school.
I'm working on it.
You have a goal of putting 1 million pair of glasses on 1 million faces at no charge at all as your long-term goal for this.
Right. And so part of the Crespos business model is taking 10% of profits and putting it towards that goal.
So realistically, what you're saying is if you buy a pair of Crespos, you are contributing to the long-term eyesight health of our population.
Absolutely.
So how do people buy Crespos?
So CresposOfficial.com, go hit shop, buy now. And also what I want to do, just out of appreciation and gratitude towards you two, towards Tom, towards the listeners ultimately of Liquid Carnage, and allowing me to be part of your guys' lives, is I'm going to make a promo code. So you guys tell me what that promo code is. I'll make it, and you guys will get 20% off.
Oh, dude, I think you got to be Liquid Carnage.
Just Liquid Carnage, one word, all lowercase.
One word, all lowercase, Liquid Carnage. I think that's the way to go.
And it's important to spell Carnage KRENEDGE.
Jason's already messing up the promo. He's not even getting 20% off yet.
Well, no, I think that's very generous of you, Matt, especially. Yeah. I mean, you're just starting this business. This is not like a business that you've been doing for 12 years and have all these goals and dreams that you've worked for and are now achieving. I mean, you're starting out this business, so the fact that you're willing to give a discount on these products just to make sure that people know great product and you're going to love it. Two, it's going to work amazingly for you so you don't lose any pair of glasses. And three, I mean, he says he's giving 10% of his profits of his company toward putting glasses on 1 million people. This is the kind of company that you want to buy into, even if you don't have prescription glasses, but you have sunglasses. If you have friends that have sunglasses.
Well, you figure everyone wears glasses on some level, whether it be sunglasses, prescription, whatnot. It pays to have something like this. It's a peace of mind.
Absolutely.
And so, Matt, thank you so much. This is a challenge out to all of our listeners who are listening to this podcast today. If you have friends, tell them about this. Tell them about the promo code that Matt is graciously giving you. Go get a pair yourself. Go get 2 pair. A lot of people have sunglasses. More than 1 pair of sunglasses. And if you're an active person and you're in the lake or you're out kayaking or whatever you're going to be doing, this is the product you want. You don't want this product. I mean, you're not going to want to pass on this product. And if you listen to us, you're getting 20% off by using the promo code Liquid Carnage. So, Matt, tell them a little bit about the website and how they get these glasses.
Yeah. So if you guys go to CresposOfficial.com, there's one product, so you don't have to.
it's not a hard shopping list.
It's pretty simple.
You can get any color you want as long as it's black.
As long as it's black.
So are you on social media? Are you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Because executive producer always hounds us about social media engagement. And we try, but it's never up to his standards. So maybe you can get up to his standards, and that's like the Tom Kearns seal of guarantee or guaranteed seal.
You might become his new official brother,
right?
Because he might get rid of you.
Well, listen, I'm always on the short list of being cut with him, so I never take that for granted.
If only he was here to just rip your shit, buddy.
But what's cool is that Matt has become a part of the Liquid Carnage family. So Matt knows he's got a standing invitation to talk more than just about Crespo's on the air with us, and even just be a part of he has agreed off the air to help us promote our podcast whenever he decides to take that next avenue into social media with stuff like podcast production.
Oh,
well,
absolutely.
we talked a little bit about it last week. What do you think is the biggest challenge right now that you're trying to work through for building the business?
So definitely the biggest challenge is, actually Scott and I talked yesterday. We had a little 20-minute conversation, and I hold that highly because Scott's been in business. He's done the marketing thing, and I threw my ideas out, and I was expecting him to be like, "No, those are all horrible. Why don't you do this?" But he didn't. He said those are actually really good. So now it's just doing it and taking the time away from, the things that you're used to, working your day-to-day job, going to school and doing all that, spending time with friends and family, instead of having a beer, going and working on the marketing and the advertising. So taking that time and just committing and doing it.
And it's tough.
It's hard.
Like you said, it's not the faint of heart. I think about these famous people, even the famous people that are famous for singing or acting or just socially famous, like Kardashians. We see the finished product. We don't see all of the things that these people have to do to get to that point. That, let's face it, some people with a faint heart, they're not going to be able to do it.
No, absolutely not.
And it's just a bunch of little small things. You know what I mean? Like, you get a phone call. It's Friday night. You just got off work, and it's like, "Hey, we're going to Whiskey Row. You want to come?" Well, I love dancing. I love, being around the music and having a drink with the boys. But it's like that. Those are the small little pivotal moments. It's like, am I going to put 2 hours into the business, or am I going to put 2 hours into alcohol and fun?
That's it. You have to find that work balance. Not to turn away alcohol and fun, but you have to find that balance.
Wow. Absolutely.
And I think you're well on your way to doing that because you are taking a full class load even in the summertime on top of working, correct?
Correct. Yep. So I've got a couple classes in the summer. Doing welding inspections actually at the ASU Stadium where I'll be attending school, and then doing mortgage sales. So
wow. So it's
a pretty full schedule.
There is no rest for the wicked over there at CresposOfficial.com.
No. And as I move forward, I will be sure to let any marketing employees or any employees of Crespo's, this is a real deal. It looks fun. We have fun, work hard, play hard, but
you're not fucking around.
Work hard for sure.
Yeah.
You're not. No.
That is
so right
amazing.
now. Is it just you, Matt, or is your friend Jeremy? Is that his name? Is he involved as well?
Yeah. So it's Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. So Jamie helps out. In fact, I'm a very upfront kind of guy. So when I was building the business, I approached Jamie and said, Jamie, and I don't know that I did this right or wrong, but I feel good about it. I said, Jamie, I'm going to build a business around this product. How much do you want to put in and how much do you want to own? And he just looked at me. He says, you run with it.
Wow.
I was like, Jamie, I really appreciate that. And as a courtesy, I'm going to give you 1% of, all the proceeds of the business.
That's
because without him, Crespo's wouldn't be around and Oakley's would be sinking to the bottom of lakes.
So you and Jamie are saving sunglasses one lake trip at a time. All if you go to CresposOfficial.com.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess that just shows the difference in life because one person looks at this product and says, man, I've got a great product now for myself. This is fantastic. I love it. Another person looks at the same product and says, man, I can use this product to get 1 million pairs of glasses on people for free.
Absolutely. You know what I like about
100%.
This is that Matt's so willing to help the population, and we get to be involved with that too by that promo code. So we're gonna promote the shit out of that promo code on our social media, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, all at Liquid Carnage. And if we ask our executive producer Tom if he ever decides to show up, if he'll post it on his is Liquid_EP. So Matt, thank you for coming on the show and talking with us today. We've talked so much business. We haven't really bullshitted that much, which it's really out of nature for us.
Oh, jeez. Hey,
This is boring.
Scott.
Sorry, guys.
Whoa! Who woke the dogs up? Holy
Wow.
shit!
Oh, Tom yawned across the house. Apparently, Grandpa fell asleep back there and woke the boys up.
Tom, have you been listening?
No, I just woke up. I was testing Scott's couch for football, and I found Crespo's, and I kept my glasses on my face. When are we going to start the podcast?
Wow, that's a cheap plug right there, but it
man,
works.
Yeah, CresposOfficialBaby.com. Don't even mess around with it.
Well, we'd like to officially welcome Tom to the show this week. Tom's making a special appearance with us. Thanks for waking up just right at the tail end.
The executive
good.
producer's here, baby.
Tom, what's up?
Not much. Nice to talk to you for 30 seconds, Matt.
Yeah, appreciate
So
it.
Tom, actually, before we started the show this afternoon, I did give Tom my pair of Crespos to try out, and he has not taken them off all afternoon.
Tom, could you tell that you were even wearing them?
Well, when I first put them on, yes, because I like to have things very tight and against the back of my neck. But once I loosened them up,
That's what she said.
a little bit, a little less anal retentive. It was, these are actually very comfortable, and unlike croquis and other kind of eyeglass retainers I've worn in the past for various reasons, they don't strap to the back of my head / give you hat head, which I really appreciate. So I'm going to be using or buying some without the promo code because I want you to get more money out of me.
Oh, that's fair.
To stick in my trailer and to take with me to various concerts and motoring events. So
I
we'll be
appreciate
getting
that,
orders.
Well, that's
No,
really
Thank you.
cool.
I mean, I think it's one of those products that I've been talking to some of my coworkers there who wear glasses because, I live in Phoenix now, and a lot of people go to lakes. A lot of people go, Salt River rafting during the summer. And this is the kind of product that, that I think people will buy more than one. They really will. This will be a product, and frankly, this is the kind of product that you could sell on Amazon so easily. It's not even funny, dude.
It's funny you mentioned that because Matt and I were actually discussing that yesterday when we had that meeting. What are the best avenues to get this out to people? And that's a slow journey to build that. But I think he's on the right path with what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Did you guys do anything for your dad for Father's Day this last week?
Yeah, Matt, what'd you do for your dad on Father's Day?
So my parents, well, I have, I guess, two dads. I have my biological dad and then my stepdad. They got a phone call saying, "Hey, thanks for teaching me a hard work ethic. I'm working right now. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks." So
That's fair. That's legitimate.
But I did order them both a very nice. I'm not sure if they listen to your podcast, so I got to kind of keep it on the DL still.
I don't think they're one.
But,
I don't think they're one of our 4 active listeners, but just in case.
But no, I ordered both of them very specialized items that they would use every day and they would see every day that has both, each family on it. And I think it'll be really neat when they get it.
That's very cool.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything for your dad this weekend, or was it pretty much all bad stuff?
Well, that wasn't bad stuff. I mean, we've had time to adjust. We had family coming to town. So, Tom, what did we do? We didn't really. Tom came to town Sunday. So
We drank heavily.
Oh yeah, we drank heavily. We just drank. We had dinner with the fam, and then Tom and I went to Chili's and closed it down on a Sunday night because you don't get to do that very often.
No, you don't. You definitely don't. Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so
Sounds
it was a very low key Sunday night and Father's Day for us, but it was still a good one.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So
well, I think that I had the best one so far. Noreen took me to the Odyssey Aquarium in Scottsdale, and
Is that cool?
I got to touch and pet and play with a penguin.
she did post that picture of you playing with your penguin.
That's
It was frigging awesome. Penguins are like my favorite wild animal, and it was absolutely amazing. I had such a fun time. And there was one penguin. My penguin's name was Sedona, and they called her Dona for short. And I guess penguins are a very territorial bird. They pick and choose who they want to become close to. So there's no guarantee that a penguin and a trainer is going to be, you're going to be able to do that. So
Did we lose everybody?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Are you?
Can you hear me, Scott?
We're all here.
Yeah, I can hear you now. It cut out. You said penguins are territorial, and I think your penguin cut me out.
No, I was going to say penguins are territorial. They pick the humans they play with very closely. And my penguin Sedona became very friendly with me and like wanted me and stuff like that. So I spent a good probably 45 minutes playing with Sedona.
Well, you did but judging by the picture that Noreen posted, you looked as happy as a special ed kid on his first day of school, man. You were just so excited, and like you could see the pure joy in your face. So
there was a lot of joy. I don't know how to quantify the joy that way, but it was a lot of joy in my face. It was so awesome. And then we played around there. You know, we saw the bunch of fish and stuff. If you ever get a chance to go to the Odyssey Aquarium in Scottsdale, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
To check that out.
Yeah,
well,
it's pretty
absolutely. Cool. That sounds way cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
We are coming to the end of our show, so we do want to thank everyone for listening today. Matt, thank you for being on the show. Your invite to join us whenever you want is always open.
Appreciate that.
And we promise next time we record an episode, it will air the first time.
Hey, Scott, make sure that we get the right website, though. It's www.cresposofficial.
CRESPOS.
Official.com.
Yes.
Correct.
And then also the Facebook is the same. It's at Crespos Official. Is that correct?
Crespos_official on Facebook and Crespos.official on Instagram. I'm working on getting them the same.
That's cool.
And then
make sure you use Liquid Carnage as your promo code when you order your pair of Crespos. And Matt, if you give that 20% off, we certainly appreciate that, because every pair of Crespos you buy, you're helping someone in need, and that's a great cause.
Yeah, I think also that, you know, like Tom said, you're not going to want to stop at just one. You're going to get this product, and you're going to want them for your car. You're going to want them for your sport hauler. You're going to want it. You're going to want a couple pair. You're going to want to tell your friends and family about it, because anyone who wears regular glasses, if you're going next to the water, it's a great gift. Even if you don't go next to the water, you just want to make sure that you never lose your sunglasses or regular glasses. It's a great product. You're going to love it.
Well, you know, I'm going to take a tone of executive production and leadership here with Liquid Carnage and say that this episode of Liquid Carnage is brought to you by Crespos Official, and Crespos is our first corporate sponsor of Liquid Carnage, so we're very excited about that.
We are your first corporate sponsor.
Yes, I love it. And we're going to say, remember back in my day,
right?
We had this young whippersnapper on the show.
Yeah, and then we'll have to fetch him his coffee and go back to doing his paperwork.
Yeah, by then, you'll be the vice president of Do Nothing. That's
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But we want to thank everyone for coming or listening to the show this week. Matt, thank you. Tom, thanks for waking up. He probably fell asleep again. I don't know where he's at. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Liquid Carnage. Check out Tom's thoughts on Twitter and Instagram, liquid_EP. Use the promo code on CresposOfficial.com of Liquid Carnage. I just threw a lot of social media at you, but trust me, it's all worth it. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening to the show. I feel so much better about our sound right now. I can't wait for everyone to go and listen to this show so clearly. They're going to go buy Crespos from Matt right away.
I'll get them fulfilled the same day.
Oh, perfect. Jason, why don't you take us home?
All right, Matt, thanks for being on the show. Great special appearance by our executive producer. Scott, always a pleasure. I can't wait to record next week and hear the feedback on our wonderful audio that Tom fixed up for us. That was Scott. I am Jason. And as always, if you never know quite what to say, just have yourself some Liquid Carnage.